Hi everybody! Today we are going to be learning about the respiratory system. It's one of the systems from your body. So, we're going to start today with answering some interesting questions. So, our first interesting question is, what is the system that connects with the heart? Well, the system that connects with the heart is the lungs, and it is called as the respiratory system. So that is our topic for today. What does the respiratory system do? Well, it helps you breathe. And can we live without breathing? No. In fact, then no human will be alive even today. What do we need to breathe? Well, we need to breathe oxygen. And oxygen is an atom. What do we need to breathe in and breathe out? Well, we breathe in we breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. But in another language, we call it CO2. So C means carbon and O2 means two oxygens. So let's move on. So our next slide is about history. So a long time ago, scientists believed that the heart does also the lungs function. So here are two people related. So the first one is William Harvey, and he discovered how the lungs work. And the second one is Marcello Marpighi. 50 years later, he found out that the heart and lungs have different functions. So let's move on. The respiratory system parts. So we have a lot of respiratory system parts. So let's get started on them. So the first one is the nose. And everybody knows about our nose. And then the mouth, and then the pharynx. And the pharynx is in the respiratory system and the digestive opening. It connects the larynx and the esophagus. And the esophagus is in the throat, also neck. And the next one is trachea, or windpipe, as we call it. It filters the air that we breathe in. And the bronchi, it's the very big branches we have in our lungs. And then the bronchioli is the smaller branches we have in the lungs. And then on the tip of the bronchioles, we found the alveoli. So the alveoli is where the exchange of air happens. So they trade oxygen and carbon dioxide. So the oxygen comes in and the carbon dioxide comes out. And lastly is the diaphragm. So the diaphragm is when we breathe in and we breathe out. So it makes the lungs push up and push down forever until you die. So let's move on. Now we're going to meet the lungs. So our first lung is the right lung, and that has 3 lobes. And the left lung has 2 lobes. And interestingly, the left lung is a little smaller than our right lung, so it can make space for our heart in the middle. So next we'll see how the respiratory system works. So the first step of the respiratory system is that the air comes in and passes through the windpipe. And from the windpipe, it goes to the bronchies. And then it goes to the bronchioli. And from the bronchioli, it goes to the alveoli. And from the alveoli, it goes to your blood and then uses it for energy. So next is our facts. So, hey, did you know that the lung is the only organ in your body that can float on water? So that's very interesting. It's the only organ. And our second fact is, did you know a person breathes approximately 20,000 times a day? That's seriously like so big. So we breathe a lot of times. Did you know that a person's alveoli can reach from 274 to 790 million? And only one opera singer had 1 billion alveoli. And here is how to keep your lungs healthy. So to keep your lungs healthy, try to not smoke too much, or your lungs will turn black and you will die because you will have very hard time breathing. Eat healthy food. So that's also very important. So now we're going to be playing a game. And it's a very interesting game. So it's where you will guess the parts of the respiratory system, but try to get them correct. So let's press play, and the time starts. So we're going to guess where the parts of it is. So on this game, I got 100%. So if you have this, you might want to try it.